Hello everybody, I'm Pixolian and welcome back to Planet Coaster. Now in the last video we made the RMC hybrid coaster, which you can see behind us now. I think that turned out really well, and it's very sort of Twisted Timbers / Steel Vengeance-y, because there's a lot of airtime and it's got the inverted drop, which is quite cool. Really like the last section as well, which is good. So today we're focusing on the entrance area, so where you'd go and buy your tickets and queue up and everything. So I wanted to do this with like a fairy tale castle magical theme sort of thing, because I think that's always the best sort of theme for entrance areas. I have done in the past, like in my own parks, I've done like tropical themes and stuff, but I do think this is quite a cool theme. And I wanted it to be Alpine-y as well, so I think if you had like a castle entrance, have the most of the street give me like Alpine-y or something like that. I did try going with wood, but I don't know, it didn't really end up going that well, to be honest. So here I'm just trying to make the wall. So I wanted to go with like a cool design, but ends up making it too hard for the roof. So I ended up just making it flat in the end. But as you can see here, I'm trying to check that if the train would hit the wall as they go past, which would be obviously a little bit dangerous. So here I'm just making some more walls on the other side. I end up remaking the supports because I had to get rid of them, obviously. So I end up remaking them myself, so it's quite cool. I've done custom supports before, it's pretty cool. Here I'm putting the roof on. And you've got to make it symmetrical because I've had like the lines on the other side, as you can see there. And now we start remaking the supports for the ride. So we start off with the big hill, because obviously that's the biggest bit at the minute. So I use the wooden frames to make some wooden supports, which hopefully will look quite similar. I make the main bit, all of it, and I use the wood planks to connect it all up really, and make it look a bit more like it's actually more of a wooden structure and not just some wooden scaffolding things that help. I try to make it look as sort of blended in as possible, but at the same time make it look like it isn't, because I want it to look like different than the rest of it, and it definitely looks different. But I think it looks quite cool, to be honest. I'm quite proud of it. I tried to connect it all up and then realised that that's not actually touching the track, because yeah, as you can see there, it's not actually touching the track. It is now though. As a little mistake I made, I put it all there and I was like, oh wait, it's not actually, and none of it's actually touching the track at all. So I ended up having to move a lot of it to actually connect it all up. And then we sort of move on to the stall inversion, I've sort of called it. Don't really know what it really is, but that bit there, I tried to connect that up. So this is a little bit harder to make it look good, because the rest of it has sort of like a steel frame, just hangs up a bit, and it's quite hard to make that block blend in. But I think I did as best as I could really. I just tried chucking a load of wooden poles on it, to be honest, and then connecting up with like a wood plank on top. But it's definitely an interesting thing to do, making your own supports. It is strange, but I think it looks quite cool, to be honest, and it was fun to do. So anyway, now that's all done, all the supports, so it's not floating anymore. I begin starting to make the actual entrance building, which is going to be sort of a castle theme. I ended up just going with those little turrets, but they didn't actually do anything, so I didn't bother. So I ended up going with the stucco, like circular wall, like turn sort of things. So I made that first one there, and I wanted to get it as close to the track as possible without it killing anyone, obviously. So I tried to make it really close and then put the roof on, and it does get really close but doesn't actually hit it, which means it's a really good near miss. Now mirroring it on the other side didn't go too well, so I wanted to get it connected up. In the end, I could have just made it a split building, and I did, but I ended up putting it a bit forward, so it could have been there. But if it was there anyway, it would be hitting the track and then they would be dead, and that's not good. If I was making a death park, it'd be great. I mean, they're always fun to make, but no. So just see how I'm trying to put it all in the same building, and eventually I just split off the building to connect it up properly, which is a much easier idea that I completely forgot I could do. That's a tip for all of you who are new to Planet Coaster. If you want to put a building somewhere but you can't really put it anywhere, just select it all like I'm doing now, and click the split building, which you'll see next to the demolish button on that bit there, and you can literally move it wherever. You got like the free move tool. You can't isn't sort of like stay stuck to the grid. That's a good tip, which is very handy to know if we're playing Planet Coaster. So now I'm trying to make it look more like a castle by putting those sort of turret things on. Another thing that was in the way here was the rest of the coaster supports that was inside the wall, so I ended up just putting more on to make it look a bit more blended in. And if I have those on top, it's makes it a bit harder to see it. But I mean, it looks better than it was. It's not perfect, but nothing we can really do about that, because if you want to get rid of that support, you have to get rid of a load of the others, and that's a bit you don't really want to do that really. So now I'm just repeating the same thing on the other side. This is more just like like an entrance sort of tunnel sort of thing, to get you through underneath the coaster, and the coaster looks really cool on top of it, I think. So I think this ended up really well. So I'm just sort of doing the same thing again, putting the turrets back on, as you can see there. Obviously this turret had to go be forward a lot more, because otherwise it would have just been inside the track and that wouldn't be good. So I ended up just moving it forward, and I think it looks fine, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really an OCD person, but if you are, I'm sorry. But you know, I think it looks alright. It looks better than it could have done. So now I'm putting all this on. I was thinking about putting a near miss on there with the track, so I could have them go through like a tunnel, but it ended up looking really weird. It didn't fit with the castle spire roofs, and also it would just people would hit their heads on it, to be honest, and unless it went really tall. So in the end, I tried doing all this, but I didn't actually ever end up doing it. So yeah. See, that doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't look good at all. So I take that all down and then just continue the roof over, and then leave it as that. I mean, the left part of the track on this side here already has quite a good near miss next to the roof, as you can see right there. It's very close to it, so it's not too bad anyway. So now I'm just putting more of the roofs on, as you can see on this bit, covering up all the wood supports that I put on for underneath for inside the tunnel bit. Also changing the grid size is another handy tip, which you can do when you're moving when you've got something selected, or when you're building something, you can change the grid size and the grid height, and that's very useful to know when you want to get it in a certain place, but it won't let you. You just change some of them, and you might better get it in the right place. Because some of the building tools in Planet Coaster, can be quite hard if you're not used to it. So anyway, next bit is this little ticket booths which I'm making. I ended up putting that down just to get it all symmetrical, and then I delete these two. Now what I wanted for this is to be like nowhere near as grand as the tunnel entrance, but like kind of like a little fairy tale themed shed sort of thing. Not like a shed though, obviously it needs to be better than a shed, and it did end up better, but well, you'll see what it ends up looking like. I don't really know what I was really going with, because these are Wild West, like Wild West roofs. But I ended up just changing it and adding some stucco in there, making it all like woody as well. I still got the bottom bit wood, and then I put all stucco walls on the top, which you'll see. I got sort of like the mine sort of themes doors. I mean, the kind of inspiration for this was in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Hyrule Castle has got like the underneath sort of caverns bit, and that could be like a mine sort of thing, and so it kind of looks like that, like you go in through there, and then you got like the castle on top, but obviously it's a lot smaller than the actual castle. I don't know, but this is sort of like an entrance bit. I mean, you don't want to treat the guests who have come without planning on paying very well, much as they all probably will. But you know, I mean, Old Hut's pretty good at that. I mean, you can literally go by the monorail for free if you wanted to. You could just go over there, and then take it back, couldn't you? I mean, there might be something stopping you from doing that, but I don't know. I've always gone and paid, obviously, like most people. But I don't know if someone's done that actually, gone on the monorail at Owen Towers and then just gone back and just rode that all day. I mean, if you like monorails, then why not? So yeah, here I'm just sort of like messing around with wall styles to have it sort of go down. It was a bit random, but after it gets all filled in, it does look quite good. I do keep this. You may think it looks horrible now, and I agree with you, it does. But wait for a bit, and it will be better. Like that looks looks nicer, doesn't it? Obviously the wood and the stucco is right there, so that bit needs something to block it out, and I do put all the stuff on there to make it sort of look a bit more like it's in there, not just sort of plonked on top. So I put some of these pillars down, which look quite cool, and they already cover up like the wood, and make that look look a lot better. And I repeat the same thing on the back, so obviously you've got to make it look the same. And now I'm putting like windows on, making it more detailed. And now I end up like putting some more stuff above the wood bit as well in a minute. I could put a balcony there as well, which is quite good. Do the same on the back obviously as well. I do mess around with lighting in a minute as well later on. So I put some of them down just to sort of cover up the wood a bit, so the wood looks more like it's there, not just sort of like it looks a bit more like in it. Like it's not as sort of like I don't really know what the word is to describe it really, but like with the wood and the stucco on top, of the wood, the wood didn't really look like it was sort of meant to be there, but now I sort of put it on there, all on there. Now apparently I'm taking a break because I'm not doing anything, and now I'm back. There we go, and now I'm messing around with the lighting, so make it all dark and mess around with different kind of lighting. So we've got like the open flame ones, and we've got those lantern ones, which are my favourite. Then I also thought about making, having like the mine sort of feel at the bottom, so I put these like torches down, which is quite cool. I put them all inside as well, as you can see there. And then something that's quite cool, I wanted to make the middle obviously lit up more because it wasn't that lit up, so I did this, which looks really cool, and it's glowing down onto the entrance bit, onto like the path, which looks really cool. And then I tried putting that there, but that looked way too bright and just in your face, so I didn't want to bother with that. I just put a little nice little light there. I ended up doing all the same thing on the back, obviously. Quite hard to see the back with the coaster right there because the camera gets all glitchy when you're right next to the coaster. But I put more of the torches down inside, and then I put that down, and that's really the main building done. That's the main boom done. So now all we got to do is make the entrance look nice with all trees, plants, bushes, and lights as well. I don't think I did lights in this episode actually, but anyway. So yeah, you'll see what I'm doing here. I'm just putting a load of bushes down, making this sort of look a bit more natural, not like it's just plopped there. I'll do the same with the actual castle turrets in a minute as well, back for the tunnel. Also, you want to make the bushes look as nice as possible, so I have a load of different variety of bushes in there. But you're loving me talking about the style of bushes to have in plants and in theme parks, yeah. So we want to make this look as natural as possible, as you can see. And that looks nice, yeah, it looks pretty. And now we're doing trees. So I want this bit to be like a fantasy forest sort of thing, like an enchanted sort of forest thing. Not the hotel at Alton Towers, not that. But yeah, so I put a load of trees down, like alpine trees, things within the Alpine map. I try to make it look as dense as possible because it's a forest. You don't want to be able to sort of see through. And I think if you're at the entrance and you don't see much of the park, apart from obviously you're going to see the tour rides, obviously, because it's it's quite impossible to hide them. But you can't see much of the actual park, so it's sort of a mystery when you're going in, which looks quite cool. Obviously, you want to have a variety of trees, sorry, if you're doing a forest. So I've got a load of autumn trees. I think I've got some sycamore trees in there as well, and those nice little red ones that look a little bit Japanese in my opinion, but they might not be. I don't know much about trees. I don't know what different trees are. And now we're doing what Alton Towers love to do most, is putting rocks everywhere, and I think that looks really amazing when you go to Alton Towers. You see rocks all over the place. It looks a lot nicer than what some places might do. But yeah, you see I'm putting lots of rocks down, keeping with the Alpine rocks, also it's an Alpine map. Then I wanted to make like a little stream, so I make it like a little dent in the train bit, but then I couldn't fill any water in there, which is a shame. I thought it'd be quite nice, a little stream going down the side, but so you can't do that. And then I put sort of fences down, so I want the fairy tale fences, obviously. Because there's a castle right after this, so you want to make it like a fairy tale. And if it's a forest, it needs some sort of. It looks really nice if it's a forest. So then also we need to have those fences down because if they decided to walk they can either walk around the entrance, which would be easy to get away of paying, which obviously isn't good. But also, literally from this point, if they walked straight off in this direction, they would end up hitting the track of the roller coaster, which could be very dangerous. They could get run over. So I put more fences down to stop that from happening, obviously. I mean, in real life, people could easily jump those fences, but this isn't real life, it's Planet Coaster, so who cares? So now I'm messing around with the signs. So I was debating whether to take a TV screen and I could design a logo on like Photoshop sign, which I do with a lot of the parks, or I could just stick with the Planet Coaster signs, which are actually 3D. Annoyingly, the only sign that actually fit there was that little sciencey sign, which I don't really know what it's called. Which I put there just now, but obviously that sign is massive. All the other ones are pretty huge as well. So I ended up putting some on. I wanted to put one on the entrance bit and one on the main castle bit as well. So I ended up putting. What did I put? I think I put the rounded one on the front of here. I put one of those inside actually. Yeah, as you see, I put one inside so then you can see through. It looks like that's quite cool. That I think. Or did I not stick with that? Okay, I must not stick with that then. So yeah, that's the main sign I put on. I make all that down so it actually looks good. I think that looks good. Okay, it's not all connected, but it will do. It will look good. And then I wanted to put a sign here. So they're all massively sized. They're all stupidly big. I wish they sort of made them all different sizes so you can actually get one that fit. But there's the main one put down. And that looked very in your face, so I got rid of it. So this is the one I ended up going with, the nice sort of curvy one. Also, you want to make it as straight as possible, obviously. That would annoy me if not. So now that's down. That's sort of the entrance all really done, to be honest. So how much time have we got left? Okay, we're nearly there. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you're new. If you like what you see, more episodes will be coming soon. So keep an eye on that, and I'll see you next time. Bye!